Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We're chatting with our guest, always safety first, 811 Megaphone Man.
Call 811 before you dig.
You never stray from your mission of letting homeowners, landscapers, and excavators know you should always call 811 before you dig.
Call 811.
Call for both small and big jobs. And 2 working days in advance?
811.
Any parting words? And I'm guessing they will be...
Call 811 before you dig.
Brought to you by Southwest Gas.
811.
Meineke's highly skilled and certified technicians always treat your car like it's their own. With over 50 years of experience, Meineke will diagnose and fix any issue with precision and care using the best state-of-the-art equipment. You can always depend on Meineke to do the job right and get you back on the road in no time. Save time and schedule an appointment now. Visit Meineke.com today. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
Update your kitchen. Act now and get up to 51% off your cabinetry, plus free upgrades during our summer remodel sale. Going on all month long at Diamond Kitchen and Bath. Find cabinets that fit your style and budget and enjoy a smooth, worry-free remodel backed by our in-house install team. Walk into any of our 4 Valley showrooms or visit diamondkitchenandbath.com today to save on the kitchen you've been waiting for during our summer remodel sale. That's diamondkitchenandbath.com.
Superstar Car Wash, the car wash with superpowers. Sign up for a free car wash today. That's right, totally free for a limited time. Because we love what makes you shine. See website for details.
The KDUS AM 1060 app is brought to you by Law Bear Auto Accident Attorneys. Hurry to lawbear.com.
That's lawbear.com. The bear has your back.
It's the lunch break.
The Tuesday edition of the lunch break right here. KDUS AM 1060. Streaming on the free KDUS AM 1060 app. And you can watch us on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube channel. Chris Schubert with you. Producer Evan is on the other side of the glass. A lot of baseball to get to here today. The Diamondbacks start a little road trip tonight down in Miami. It is minicamp day for the Arizona Cardinals. We'll keep you updated on anything that comes out of that. We're going to define what a successful season is for the Cardinals. And yes, how about a little Suns talk here today on the program? Producer Evan, how are you today, my friend?
I'm good. It's a great, what's today, Tuesday?
Tuesday, yes, I said that at the start.
Fantastic Tuesday. Excited to get into the show today. We got a lot. And should we update everybody where you're at?
Oh, we could start with that, yeah. A wing update as I work through paying off the bet for the picks segment last year. I am through 33 of the 250 wings that I need to eat by next Friday. So I left the show yesterday with 20 of them done, got home last night, finished off the remaining 5, sent the picture to producer Evan. This morning, I had about 8 or so for breakfast. And right now, not planning on eating any during the first hour of the program. Not hungry at the moment, and my stomach was feeling it yesterday.
I mean, you rushed them into the 2 hours yesterday.
Yeah.
But we don't have to do that the whole time. And yeah, so far so good. You're on a good pace.
I feel very comfortable with where we're at right now.
Perfect.
I'd like to be a little ahead of the game just to keep that door open for...
I think that's fair. Like if you could get a day where you get 30 in.
Right. If there's a day where I can maybe, not have to eat. Like if the last day...
You could just eat, 15.
15, that'd be great. But right now, I think we're really good just doing what we got to do here and getting our 25 done. And what's going to be really nice is I don't have to do it over the weekend, so that'll kind of operate as a reset. And so I'm hoping that perhaps I do 30 on Friday to end the week, and then I do 30 on Monday.
I think that's perfect.
That's kind of what my goal is. So we'll keep everybody updated throughout the course of the show. We open today's program with the Daily Special, and I want to dive back into the Ketel Marte story that continues to be one of the top stories here in the Valley because This isn't helping anybody.
Time for our top story of the day. It's the Daily Special.
We first touched on this yesterday. The report from Bob Nightingale over at USA Today as part of his trade rumors notes column mentioned there towards the bottom of that story the frustration that apparently exists in the organization with what was the phrase? Segments. Some segments of the organization are frustrated with Ketel Marte. And I shared my initial thoughts yesterday and how frustrated I was by everything that was out there. And there's a little bit of a follow-up to it. Francis Romero, longtime baseball reporter, yesterday put out a tweet. Quote, several industry sources have told me that Ketel Marte will not be traded to any other team. I've also been told that there are currently no issues between Ketel and the Diamondbacks, and that some of the stories circulating on social media are simply not true. As for the game in which he did not play against Ohtani, Marte was dealing with general body soreness, so there is nothing to be concerned about. Quote, Marte isn't going anywhere, end quote, one source said. So that was a report yesterday. Francis Romero, longtime baseball reporter. I believe he covers a lot of developments with Latin American countries and Latin American players. It's kind of an inside source there. And so he reported yesterday, Ketel Marte is not going anywhere. And we said that yesterday. That the time and place to have this conversation was in the winter. And I know I joke here on the show pretty regularly that I have the memory of a goldfish. But I can remember us having that debate, us having that conversation during the winter. It was had. The trade rumors got wildly out of hand this past winter, to the point where you were kind of surprised when the Diamondbacks came out and said, we're not trading Ketel Marte. The noise got so loud. The rumors got so numerous. There were so many of them on a regular basis. The Red Sox being involved, talking about, Jarren Duran. You were almost shocked when it came out. I think it was John Heyman who initially reported it. Diamondbacks are not going to trade Ketel Marte. That was the time, and that was the place to have the conversation that apparently somebody leaked to Bob Nightingale because they wanted us to have that conversation again. The time to have that conversation was in the winter. Guess what? The organization had it. The organization probably, seriously, for the first time since they traded for Ketel Marte all that time ago, entertained the possibility of a world without Ketel Marte, a world in which they built this team not with him at the center of it. And they decided they wanted to keep Ketel Marte, and I used the phrase yesterday, warts and all. That's what they decided. That's what we talked about yesterday. The place I want to take today is that none of this helps the Diamondbacks. None of it. So whoever decided to leak this to Bob Nightingale, whoever decided to tell this to Bob Nightingale, I don't know who you think you're helping. You're certainly not helping Ketel Marte because you once again are putting his character, I guess, in the spotlight. You're putting his work ethic in the spotlight for what I deem to be a massive nothing burger, that he's missed 4 games this season. Team's played in 65 games. Ketel Marte has played in 61 of them. But apparently, he wasn't in the lineup against Ohtani, so that means he deserves to be blasted in the media. So you're not helping Ketel Marte by leaking this, but you're also not helping the organization. Because if this was shared to Bob Nightingale with the idea that it's going to make Ketel Marte want out, it's going to make Ketel Marte waive the no trade clause that he now has, the 10-5 rights that he now has for being with the Diamondbacks for as long as he's been with them. If you think this is going to help facilitate a trade, you're wrong. You're mistaken. This helps nobody. It actually makes it harder because remember what the conversation was in the winter. All of the noise that was out there about Ketel Marte, would there be a team willing to maybe take on that baggage? real or not real, the baggage existed out there and was a talking point. So in the winter, we said, would there be a team interested in taking on the baggage, hypothetical or otherwise? And so by doing this again, by putting this in the limelight again, it's not going to make it easier to move on from Ketel Marte. And so I would love to know where this came from. I would love to know who is filing these complaints, although now we have a report that there are no issues between the team and Ketel Marte. Some of the stories that we're seeing on social media are just not accurate, not true. And so now we have a little bit of a source war going on. Here's what I know. Here's my stance. Ketel Marte is a great baseball player. Ketel Marte is a top 15 player right now in all of baseball. Top 20, maybe. Top 20, top 15, I think easily you put him on that list. When everything's going right, he's a top 15, top 20 player in baseball. We saw it just about a week and a half ago, how he carried this team, how important he was to them winning. He is somebody that you build this franchise around. He makes you a better team. This team does not go anywhere this season without Ketel Marte being a major part of it. So if it was me, if I was the person making the decisions, if I was the person in charge over there, I would want to make sure that Ketel Marte is happy. I would want to make sure that Ketel Marte knows he is a part of our organization. How do you think Ketel Marte feels yesterday and today? Seeing that once again, somebody from inside the Diamondbacks organization, don't know where, but somebody within the organization told Bob Nightingale that they're frustrated, that there are segments of the organization frustrated. How do you think that makes Ketel Marte feel? That he probably is now going to look around a corner and wonder if that's the person that is frustrated with him. Now, maybe he's able to block out all the noise, and maybe Torey does a great job of having a great relationship with Ketel Marte so it doesn't impact his play. But could you blame Ketel if it impacted his play? To know that the people that sign his checks, segments of the organization that he represents. By the way, if he didn't want to be here, did you see the emotion he had the other night hitting the walk-off hit against the Dodgers? He wants to be here. He cares about everybody in that clubhouse. He cares about everybody in this organization. He wants to win just as bad as you do, the fan watching these games. It was in the winter. We talked about a story where ESPN, I think, graded cores across baseball, and they talked about Marte, Perdomo, and Carroll as one of the better young cores in all of baseball. This is somebody that you want on your team. This is somebody that makes you a better team. This is somebody that helps you in your ultimate goal of winning a World Series. So it helps absolutely nobody to have this stuff leak. It helps absolutely nobody for this to be the talking point instead of the 6-game road trip that this team's about to embark on. It helps nobody to be talking about this instead of the fact that 60-plus games into the season, the Arizona Diamondbacks, despite what a lot of people said in the winter, are in the thick of the National League wildcard race. So instead of celebrating all of that, instead of focusing on a team that is actually in the playoff race, whether you think they're real or not, whether you think they got lucky to play the Rockies and Giants when they did, and they're lucky that they get to play those two teams as much as they do, either way, the reality of the standings tells us they're in this race. So instead of focusing on that, here we are opening the show today, talking about something that I thought we would have put to bed in the winter. That I would have thought the moment the team decided we explored this for the first time, seriously, for the first time, and decided we aren't going to trade Ketel Marte, that it would put all of this to bed. And so honestly, my initial feeling of all of this is this segments of the organization that are frustrated by this, they either are people that aren't super connected with decision-making, or they are people that have sour grapes, that they maybe campaigned for a trade and it didn't happen. And so they picked a pretty low moment to just try to slander Ketel Marte.
Yeah, this is one of those things where it just feels like, and it may be just one member of the organization or the front office
segments,
or it could be multiple that aren't on the same page, right? Like in contradiction to what the Suns are preaching about alignment, it feels like there are segments, quote segments, of this organization that aren't aligned. And I think there was a lot of people in that room that probably campaigned to trade Ketel Marte. And then you have this slow start. And the I told you so's in the room probably got pretty loud. And then it changed. And I think there was some sour grapes from not trading him to how things have worked out this year. And then this story gets leaked when you take an off day. And immediately the optics of taking an off day against Shohei Ohtani become worse. And they know that. So they take advantage of those optics.
Well, right, because I didn't hear any of this at the beginning of the season when Ketel Marte was struggling.
Correct. And if you take an off day against Colorado and they lose, those optics then get pushed out even more. But because they didn't, because they took care of business in that stretch, then they saw an opportunity when you got crushed by the Dodgers on a night where one of the best pitchers in baseball pitched, and they gave Ketel an off day after playing 15 consecutive days. You can now push that narrative because of the story of you're playing a rival. They had Shohei Ohtani on the mound. All of those overarching points add into how it looks to the public, and they took advantage of that. Now, whatever it is, this comes down to they need to find out who in this organization let this leak. You can't have this again. This is now Mike Hazen's responsibility to now control this front office or these segments of the organization. You can't have this get out there, period.
I actually think it goes higher than that.
It goes to the owner.
It goes to Ken Kendrick.
Yeah.
This is where Ken Kendrick has to step in and say, listen, we considered this in the winter. We decided to keep Ketel Marte. This needs to come to an end right now.
Because you said it best. You are in the race. You are knocking at the door of a playoff spot. Today, you're tied for the third wild card spot. They won 84 games and went to the World Series. So if you're in, you're dancing, you have a chance. And at the end of the day, that is more important than any of this. And whoever in that front office lets that leak, pushes that out there, that needs to be handled. Because whether you agreed or disagreed with keeping Ketel, it doesn't matter. You work for this organization, and things like that set this organization that has worked so hard in recent years to take that next step forward. It pushes them back.
Also, I'm pretty simple-minded. I want good players on my baseball team.
Period.
Ketel Marte is a good player.
Ketel Marte helps me win games day in and day out.
I want him on the squad.
They don't win. They don't split with the Dodgers if he doesn't hit that home run. They don't go 10-3 in that stretch.
11-2.
11-2 in that stretch without Ketel Marte because for 2 weeks he was the hottest hitter on the planet. Oh, and by the way, in every playoff game you have played in the last 10 years, he has a hit.
And Eric is pointing to something that is starting to grow on social media because there is a lot of talk about two radio hosts here in town that are getting some hate thrown their way because there's this feeling that those two are trying to drive Ketel Marte out of town. Now, I certainly have some thoughts on this, but I'll start with this. The original report didn't come from either of those two guys.
No.
The original report that started all of this was from Bob Nightingale.
And I will tell you, the first report also didn't come from either of those two guys.
I will tell you, if you don't like those two guys, we've got a nice show here from 11 to 1 that we do every day. So if you know somebody who's maybe frustrated by what they're hearing over there, that don't like necessarily the perspective that they're getting, you can let them know about what we're doing over here, where I think we're incredibly fair to everybody. We're critical when we need to be critical.
And I'm not saying Ketel is perfect because I have been critical of Ketel, and specifically on this story. I think I was very critical last year.
Yesterday, and I think I uttered the phrase again here at the top. Ketel Marte is a player that you have to take warts and all.
Yes.
And the Diamondbacks made that decision as an organization in the winter.
And this is a story that has come up a couple times, and obviously the one last year, and there was a lot of conversation about when he went home, the robbery, and all of that. What happened last year wasn't okay, and you can't let that get out of the locker room, and some of that falls on the manager.
Excuse you.
Clubhouse.
It's not a locker room. It's a clubhouse.
Yes. Sorry. I did it again. Sometimes I'm just in football mode.
I mean, the 2 days in a row, and this drop. This isn't going away anytime soon. It's not a locker room. It's a clubhouse. Sorry, I hit the wrong drop. They got a lot of drops here on the board. I hit the wrong button. Ketel Marte, as a player, helps the Diamondbacks win games. And the Diamondbacks, at multiple different points, have decided we are better off with Ketel Marte than without Ketel Marte. And at some point, everybody is just going to have to accept the fact that this team is okay with everything that comes with Ketel Marte. And mind you, I don't even think it's that big of a deal. It's not massive baggage.
He's missed 4 games.
He's missed 4 games this season.
They've played 65 or 66 now or whatever it is.
And I'm sorry, we live in an era of sports where guys don't play every day.
It just happens.
And is everybody really going to be upset that he didn't play against Shohei Ohtani in June if the Diamondbacks are the second or third wild card team and they make the playoffs?
He wouldn't have accounted for 7 runs.
Like, if they make the playoffs, this is such a non-story.
It doesn't matter.
So let's put the focus on. I would almost understand this if they were 12 games below 500.
Here's my problem.
Because then the Wolves are out.
Here's my problem. If it doesn't bother the clubhouse, I don't care. If the people inside that clubhouse, if, Geraldo Perdomo, if it doesn't bother him, if it doesn't bother Corbin Carroll, who cares? Who cares? If it bothers somebody upstairs, I don't care. Who cares?
I want good players on my baseball team. Ketel Marte is a good baseball player. There was a time and a place to hash this out, and they actually did it. They actually had a full-blown debate in that room, in that front office, about what to do. This is what they've decided. And now you've got a team that's in a playoff spot, and yet here we are still talking about it. That's not a good sign from the health of your organization perspective.
No, I know. The fact that this conversation keeps coming up is such a bad look on the organization. That's why I think the owner, Ken Kendrick, needs to step in, needs to address this, because you cannot have this continue to be pushed out. It makes you look bad every time it comes up. Every time. Because it means there's a huge crack somewhere in the organization. It really looks bad. Period. That's it.
6-game road trip starting tonight. We'll preview that all throughout the course of the show. I do want to also have a conversation today about Zac Gallen, but just felt like this is a story that just keeps on getting talked about, and there was a lot of conversation about it yesterday. I saw a lot on social media, and this helps nobody. That's the takeaway I want you to have from all of this. Whether or not you like some of the baggage with Ketel Marte or not, I think it's easy to agree none of this is good for the health of the team. None of this is good for the ultimate goal of trying to win and make the postseason and get back to the playoffs, which is a very real possibility right now. This is a distraction from that, an unnecessary distraction. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also chat away with us, the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, it is the first day of practice at mandatory minicamp. Will minicamp go smoothly for the Cardinals, or is there more drama incoming? That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Morgan & Morgan isn't just an injury firm. It's our family's life work. It's my husband, it's my sons, it's me. When we take a case, we see a family just like ours. $30 billion recovered is something I'm proud of. But what I'm really proud of are the families we stood beside. It's an honor to fight for you when you need our support the most. Morgan & Morgan, for the people and your family.
Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Arizona lawyer will handle Arizona cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
This ain't pop. This ain't pretty. This is Southern hospitality. Black Crows, Whiskey Myers, blues-soaked guitars, outlaw swagger. Rock and roll the way it was meant to be. Loud, raw, and real. The Southern Hospitality Tour. The Black Crows. Whiskey Myers. Saturday, August 15th. Mortgage Matchup Center. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com.
America First Credit Union has everything you need to get your money working. And for a limited time, new members get a $150 cash bonus for opening a checking account and $200 more for enrolling in and using direct deposit. If you're ready to do more with your money and get up to $350 cash, head to americafirst.com and become a member today. Subject to membership eligibility, terms, creditworthiness, change, and conditions. Additional requirements may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal Opportunity Lender.
If you're a pro, you know you need paint and primer fast. And the Home Depot has you covered with same-day or next-day deliveries so you can stay on site and on schedule. Get high-quality Behr paints and Kills primers delivered right to your job site. And with the Home Depot app, reordering is faster than ever. Just pick your paint, track your order, and get your go-to color in no time. No delays, no extra trips, just the paint and primer you need when you need it. The Home Depot. How pros get more done. Limitations may apply. Not available in all markets. See store for details.
Jim Rome here with your Rome Report. Hey, San Antonio, 2 words for you. Uh-oh, New York. 2 words for you, too. Bing bong. Because San Antonio is looking at a 2-0 deficit after letting both games get away at home and now have to enter the most hostile barn in the world. And if the Spurs can't maintain their composure in their own house, how are they going to do it in the gnarliest house of all? Not to mention, history is not on their side. Teams that have won the first 2 games of the NBA Finals have gone on to win the Larry O 32 out of 37 times. And no team in NBA history, regardless of the round, has ever come back and won a series after being down 3-0. So this is obviously a must-win game tonight. Hell, I said game 2 was a must-win for the Spurs, as there was no way they were beating this Knicks team 4 out of 5. And the Spurs will need to play their best to win tonight. Problem is, their best does not beat New York's best, and we haven't even seen New York's best, and they're still up 2-0. I'm Jim Rome.
When the moments in your life are too important to miss, you can trust O'Reilly Auto Parts to keep you and your plans on the road. Our professional parts people can test your vehicle's battery and even give it a charge if needed. In most cases, we can install your new battery for free. It's just one of the many services we provide at O'Reilly Auto Parts to ensure life's best moments don't find you stranded.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert.
While Brissett will be in attendance, it's uncertain how much on-field work he will do. So my read of that is it went from a holdout and it will now become a hold-in. To be honest, him being there and not doing anything is almost more of a distraction. We've seen this. This is the new way players go about getting their contractual demands filled. They don't hold out and not show up, but you're starting to see more players be hold-ins.
Live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
A very well-timed promo placement there by the Rotator. Because, yes, we are talking some Cardinals Minicamp. Mandatory Minicamp starting today. The players will be out on the field. We'll keep you updated on any of the important stuff. And when I say important stuff, I think everybody is keeping an eye on just how active both Jacoby, Brissett, and Josh Sweat will be today. Both were at the facility yesterday, according to reports. And so that was certainly a good sign that both of those guys were there and that the holdouts weren't going to continue into minicamp. But I will say this. The point I made in the promo that you just heard still is the thing that worries me the most going into today and tomorrow and the rest of the offseason for the Arizona Cardinals. Because on the surface, both of those guys being there should mean relative smooth sailing for Mike LaFleur and the Arizona Cardinals. But there is no guarantee that both of those guys are going to be full participants. And if Jacoby Brissett isn't a full participant, if he's only doing, the stretching with the team and then he's doing stuff on the side, but not actually getting involved in any of the 7-on-7 drills that the offense is going to run, does that create more of a distraction? Does that create more of a problem than if Jacoby Brissett wasn't here at all? And that's what I mean in the tease when I said, are there more problems incoming? Is there more drama on the horizon? Is this just the ending of Act 1 of this 3-act play? And now we're entering Act 2, which is the hold-in portion, where Jacoby Brissett is still going to want a contract increase. Whether it's an extension or just a raise for this year, he still wants that. The team is still seemingly unwilling to meet those demands. And we still are playing this high-stakes game of chicken, but now it's a little more in the public because we're going to see Jacoby Brissett every day, because we're going to see Mike LaFleur every day. It's different when at OTAs, Jacoby Brissett isn't there, and you put out the tweet that says, these are the guys that aren't there at OTAs, and everybody's attention for 2 seconds looks at that tweet and then moves on with their day, moves on and looks at everything else that's going on at OTAs, wants to know how Jeremiah Love is doing, wants to know how Carson Beck looks, wants to know how Michael LaFleur is getting up to speed with all of his new players. But if Jacoby Brissett is there, it's going to be asked about every day. Every day that he's there, but he's kind of a hold-in and not a hold-out and not operating at 100%, questions are going to get asked. Until there's a resolution to this contract dispute, the questions are going to get asked. So I want to see how today goes. I want to see how involved both of those guys are, because the same can be said about Sweat on the defensive side. So I want to see what it looks like for both of these guys. I want to see if either of them say anything to the media. I want to see if Mike LaFleur gets asked about it. I want to see how this is handled from a PR perspective, what the answers sound like from everybody involved. Because this is really our first time talking with Jacoby Brissett since he decided not to show up to voluntary OTAs, looking for that new contract. So let's see what he has to say, if he has to say anything. Let's see how Mike LaFleur positions it. Let's see. Is Jacoby Brissett now back at work and operating at 100%? That would be best case scenario for everybody involved. But for somebody who still wants a brand new deal, not necessarily utilizing leverage to its fullest, if that's what you do. So still a lot of questions, despite yesterday learning the initial reports that Brissett was going to be in the building, to then the reports of both guys are in the building and that they are going to be there for mandatory minicamp. Certainly in the case of Josh Sweat, a sigh of relief, because with Sweat, you were legitimately worried that he wanted out and that he didn't want to be in Arizona anymore. And that was going to create an entire summer's worth of problems for the Cardinals. Brissett, I think we all kind of anticipated he was going to show up to this portion, but maybe not at 100%. So we'll get the answers to some of those questions here today, and let's see how they choose to handle. And let's see if maybe Jacoby Brissett and the Cardinals, because they're now seeing each other every day, they can get to working on a new deal, and this can be done and in the past, and we don't have to worry about it anymore, and the focus can be kind of like the Diamondbacks, right? We're talking about Ketel Marte instead of focusing on trying to make the playoffs. For the Cardinals, the focus can be on Mike LaFleur having a really good first season, getting this thing off the ground instead of talking about contract disputes. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've also got you the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, will the Suns be able to avoid temptation? That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RT O'Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RT O'Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTO'Sullivans.com for a location near you.
We're chatting with our guest, always safety first, 811 Megaphone Man.
Call 811 before you dig.
You never stray from your mission of letting homeowners, landscapers, and excavators know you should always call 811 before you dig.
Call 811.
Call for both small and big jobs. And 2 working days in advance?
811.
Any parting words? And I'm guessing they will be.
Call 811 before you dig.
Brought to you by Southwest Gas.
811.
John Mellencamp. Dancing Words Tour, the greatest hits. August 9th. Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. John Mellencamp. Part of the America First Credit Union Concert Series.
A bean and cheese burrito for $1. In this economy? Hell yeah. Del Taco's new Get a Lot for What You've Got value menu has over 10 items, like the value bean and cheese burrito with red or green sauce for, you guessed it, $1. Del Taco is winning the value game with some of your favorite items, like the snack taco, mini shakes, and the $1 value bean and cheese burrito. Did we mention it was just $1? I know, we can't believe it either. Get to Del Taco today. Hell yeah. Price and participation may vary.
Plumbing problems never knock. They kick down the door at the worst possible time. A burst pipe turning your kitchen into a water park? A clogged drain bubbling like a swamp monster? Don't panic. Ketel wrestles plumbing nightmares for a living. Our perfectionist plumbers handle it all with the precision of a surgeon and the enthusiasm of a game show host. From sewer line repairs to water filtration to tankless water heaters, your home sparkles like we've never even been there, except your plumbing actually works now. Ketel, Goettl, will fix your pipes, but it's hard to spell.
To 15-year-old Harper, buying an $80 vintage rock t-shirt is a great investment. To Harper's mom, this logic has a few holes in it. So she helped Harper open a Wells Fargo Clear Access banking account. With no overdraft fees and tools to track spending, Harper's learning, one heavy metal tea at a time. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Terms apply. Visit wellsfargo.com/deposit disclosures for fees and details.
Hi, I'm the VP of Play at Harrah's Auction Casino, and it's time to make your summer shine with Summer Playfest. Now through Labor Day, live music, weekly winners, and one lucky guest takes home a brand new Jeep Rubicon. With Caesars Rewards, you could win your share of more than $700,000 in cash and prizes. Summer Playfest at Harrah's Auction Casino. Play for all. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700 or 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Visit the Caesars Rewards Center for details.
The Dan Patrick Show.
The Spurs did what they needed to do. The series is far from over. I didn't think the Spurs would get swept. Still might be a 6-game series, but now you have a little bit of doubt. You had everything there. It's like all the ingredients to make a great meal. They just didn't have a chef. The Spurs took it to the Knicks last night. Now it's the Knicks' turn. Now the Spurs know what the Knicks are going to do. They're going to be physical right from the beginning.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
Another well-timed promo. Because here we are talking about basketball, Producer Evan. What a fun atmosphere it was last night at Madison Square Garden. First finals game in what? Since 1999, so 27 years.
Yeah, that place is rocking.
Since they've played a finals game. Unfortunate that once again the conversation coming out of an NBA playoff game is the officiating.
Yes. It just feels like it's been all playoffs long, like all season even. It's really sad.
There were a couple of questionable ones last night.
Yeah, and listen, I think the Knicks are somewhat right. Like 24-8 at some point feels egregious. And I think they've been letting them play like mostly all series. Last night felt like a little much at times.
Well, the play that I saw circulating on social media where Wemby kind of bodies Jalen Brunson to the floor.
Yeah, that one, that's a technical.
I don't know how we missed that.
That's a flagrant.
Right? I don't know.
Right, like you can't shove somebody.
Right.
And listen, to Wemby's defense, anywhere he shoves Jalen Brunson, it's probably the head.
I understand.
Because that's mid-level. But you cannot shove somebody in the head to the ground and not be called for anything.
And we've got 3 officials on the court. Like, somebody's got to see that. Like, how do we – also, Wemby's the tallest guy on the court, so I don't know how we missed that. I don't know how that one slips through.
I don't know either.
And so that's not the reason why the Knicks lost the game last night. I'm not trying to make it out to be the reason why.
No, they couldn't shoot last night.
They couldn't shoot. They turned the ball over too much. But once again, the conversation afterwards is about the officiating from just the general NBA population, not Spurs or Knicks related, just a general NBA fan that sat down and watched that game last night. I think the overwhelming takeaway is, once again, the officiating, which is just a bad look for the NBA. I feel like I'm producer Evan during the leftovers right now, because I found a story on Bleacher Report that I want to talk about here on the show.
You love a Bleacher Report.
And that's usually what you do during the leftovers.
Do you know why? Because, like, if not much happened, Bleacher Report writes these opinion pieces.
Oh, I got you an opinion piece today. Don't you worry. Because this piece on Bleacher Report, I'm gonna give you the exact title of the story. This was from Grant Hughes. This was yesterday. Ranking the top trade packages and landing spots for Ja Morant. And they did a top 5 list. And you scroll all the way down to their number 1 package.
Well, now I assume I know who that is.
Their number 1 fit, the Phoenix Suns. And their potential trade is just a 1-for-1 straight up.
Jalen Green.
Jalen Green for Ja Morant straight up. I don't even know if that works financially. I don't know if that works within.
You would have to imagine it does, just because they put that in the story.
Well, the Suns are right now under everything, so they don't have any limitations, right? They can technically take back more salary, and I don't know what Ja makes in comparison to Jalen Green, but all right, it feels like it would work. How much of the blurb do you want?
Give me most of it.
Quote, Morant could slot in at the 1 and put everybody else back into their proper roles, potentially getting the best out of Booker and helping young bigs like Kaman Malawach pick up some easy buckets near the rim. Phoenix has plenty of shooters to help offset Morant's lack of spacing impact, and perhaps most importantly, doesn't have the resources to acquire anyone with Morant's long shot upside via trade.
I don't know how to feel about this.
I want the Suns to avoid this temptation. And I use that word very deliberately in the tease, because there is a temptation right now among the national NBA media and in the discourse to just assume that with Matt Ishbia, the Suns are going to go big game hunting. You know, the arcade game where
the hunting one.
Right. Big game hunting.
Yes.
That is
very good at that one.
You are very good at that one?
Not very good.
Well, that is what everybody in the national NBA discourse thinks the Suns are going to do this summer.
It is interesting, right? Because it feels like they've come out and said to everybody, that couldn't be further from their plan.
I'm taking them at their word, because their word
is what they followed before.
Is exactly what happened last year, right? They told us they were going to do X, Y, and Z. They went out there and did X, Y, and Z. They said, we're going to build you a team you can be proud of. We're going to build you a team that's gritty. We're going to build you a team that's great defensively. We're going to build you a more competitive basketball team. They did exactly that. So this summer, they told us, we're going to lean in to continuity. We're going to lean in to being a more healthy group next season. We are going to lean in to the slow burn, using the slow cooker instead of the instant meal in the microwave. That's what they told you at the end of the regular season, or at the end of the postseason, I should say, when they had their end of season media availability. So I am going to choose to believe them in what they have told us, because what they have said to us in the past turned out to be true. So when I see these stories and I see them being linked to John Morant, I just go, that doesn't fit with what they told us. That doesn't mean they won't do it, but it doesn't fit with what they told us. So my initial gut reaction is not going to happen. Look at a different place. Look for a different move. I saw a story today, I think it was on the Sun Sports Illustrated site, the On SI site, that threw out Marvin Bagley as a potential kind of free agent swing for the Suns. That makes way more sense.
Way more sense. That feels like a move they can make.
Rather than trading for John Morant.
The trade for John Morant, to me, just doesn't fit. I'm sorry. I know he could play the one probably more efficiently than a guy like Jalen Green can, or, playing Devin Booker at the one. I don't really care. Like, I just don't. I don't like what he would bring to this culture change that they're trying to push. From that perspective, I don't like what he would bring as a player. I really don't think he would help that much, if I'm being honest. Like, is he going to change what they do? No.
Yeah,
I think they are the same team with John Morant on this roster and that they are with Devin Booker on this roster.
I think the range of outcomes is probably very similar, right? It's not a seismic change to what their range of outcomes is.
Do you know what I think about the Suns next year? I think they're a play-in team. I could see them compete for the 6th seed. You know what they are with John Morant? I think they're a play-in team, but I think they can compete for the 6th seed. Yeah. Now, I've been wrong before. I told you Seattle's the same team, even though they made all those changes, and then they won the Super Bowl. So I've been wrong. What does John Morant, he doesn't put you over that next hump to me.
No, and I think Jalen Green is potentially a piece that you could move for somebody that does get you over that hump, and I don't think John Morant is that player. I just don't. And I think they need to avoid this temptation in terms of giving into what the national discourse is about their team. Because I'll tell you what, right now, if they choose to stand pat mostly, if they choose to make smaller moves on the margins, a trade of Grayson Allen, a trade of Royce O'Neal, moving up from 47, and they just kind of maintain the status quo, they're going to be mocked. I'm just telling you right now, they are going to be mocked for not doing enough. That's what you're going to hear. You're going to hear the Suns didn't invest enough. They didn't build off of a season in which they won 45 games, in which they made the playoffs, in which they got to a first-round matchup with Oklahoma City. They're going to be stuck in this purgatory. That's what you are going to hear if they go down the path based on what they sold us at the end of the regular season.
And I'll raise my hand. I'm okay with that.
As am I. I am totally on board with that. But just know that temptation is going to be out there to do more. The temptation to avoid that narrative forming is going to be out there. I'm telling them, avoid it. Stay the course. Stick with what you are doing. A lot of the moves you made last year, super smart. Most of them, if not all of them, worked out. I want to see another year of what Brian Gregory can cook up by maintaining this course, by making those smaller moves, winning on the margins, keeping all those timelines available to you in 2030. This, John Morant, avoid that. Avoid those types of big splashes because your track record in that department isn't very good. Your track record in the moves on the margins, developing a culture, it's a small sample, but you got a way better track record there.
So far, so good there, right?
So keep doing that. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've also got you the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. Coming up next tonight, the Diamondbacks, or I should say this afternoon, the Diamondbacks start a 6-game road trip down in Miami. What would make a successful road swing? That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
Hey, it's Audrey from the Dave and Mahoney Show, and I want you to make sure that you're not letting gas prices stop you from having a clean and healthy home. Zero Res is keeping comfort affordable with powerful cleaning at a price families can feel good about. Vacuuming is not sufficient to maintain the cleanliness and lifespan of your carpet, period. Full stop, especially if you've got a bunch of kids and a bunch of pets, and if you are a shoe wearer in the house. Listen, I'm not judging, but especially if you are a shoe wearer, do not leave deep cleaning to yourself with DIY dirt-attracting, carpet-soaking machines. No picking up equipment from the store and returning it back later. With DIY machines, there is no possible way to extract all that dirty water out of the carpet, and it gets stuck in the mats underneath your carpet, and it makes it even smell worse, honestly. Zero Res uses their platinum-rated cleaning system that safely and effectively removes all of the deeply embedded nasty dirt, dander, and bacteria. And they have big summer savings for 3 rooms of carpet cleaning starting at $129 and $499 per system for air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResPhoenix.com or call 480-507-2419 and ask for the KDUS special.
Santana, Oneness Tour 2026. The power, the energy. Come celebrate your favorite hits from Woodstock to Supernatural and beyond. With very special guest, the Doobie Brothers. Friday, August 14th, Mortgage Matchup Center. On sale now at livenation.com. Santana and Doobie Brothers, Oneness Tour 2026.
When I scraped my car in their parking garage, I was worried that it could be a long process to take care of it. Like a landscaper's first day trimming a hedge maze.
I have definitely already been here. Now, was it left, right, or right, left? Well, maybe I'll cut a path out and find my way back later.
But it wasn't like that. I filed a claim in under 2 minutes on the Geico app, and they handled it from there. It was taken care of almost as quickly as it happened.
It feels good to get help quick. It feels good to Geico. It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert.
While Brissett will be in attendance, it's uncertain how much on-field work he will do. So my read of that is it went from a holdout and it will now become a hold-in. To be honest, him being there and not doing anything is almost more of a distraction. We've seen this. This is the new way players go about getting their contractual demands filled. They don't hold out and not show up, but you're starting to see more players be hold-ins.
Live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
This afternoon, the Diamondbacks embark on a 6-game road trip. The first 3 down in Miami. And then it is 3 in Cincinnati before coming back on Monday to play the Angels at home. So with them finishing off a 3-4 homestand, they now hit the road to take on a Miami team that is right now below 500, sitting at 31-35 at the start of this series. And then a Cincinnati team who is in the thick of it in both the National League Central and in this wild card race, but they too also below 500 at 31-34. So you're playing 2 teams in a very similar place, 2 teams that you are in front of in the standings. So I've got a simple question for us to answer on the show today. What makes a successful road trip? What do the Diamondbacks have to do this week? First 3 in Miami, next 3 in Cincinnati. What do they have to do to come back home on Monday and for us to say that was a successful trip away from Chase Field? Is it just 500 on the road? Is it 3-3? Is it 4-2? Is it winning both series? What is it? We said what a winning stretch would be when they played all those games against the Rockies and the Giants, and they hit it. What would define? Because I want to tell you, I want to say it should be winning both of these series. It is hard to win on the road, but I think they should win both of these series. I think 4-2 should be the bar. But Cincinnati and Miami are 2 solid baseball teams. They're not going to make it easy. They're not rollovers. And we just saw you played a Washington team, and you kind of embarrassed yourself over the weekend.
Now, I will tell you, I think that Washington team is better than both of these teams.
Do the standings reflect that?
I'll tell you in 2 seconds. I know they're certainly better than Miami in the standings. Currently,
they're in front of both of these teams.
Yeah,
Washington.
it would reflect that. I mean, there are a couple games in front of Cincinnati. We have both these teams under 500. Cincinnati has not played really good baseball recently.
2-8 in their last 10. They've lost 5 in a row.
Lost 5 in a row. Took the words right out of my mouth. But the difference with Washington is you have a team that has scored 350 runs compared to a team in Cincinnati and a team in Miami right around the same mark, a 276, 277 total runs. Put that in perspective. You've outscored both of those teams and you've given up less runs, whereas Washington outscored you by over 70 runs coming into the weekend.
Yeah, I just look at a Diamondbacks team that's 3-7 in their last 10, haven't won a series in a little bit, and it just feels like I'm setting myself up for failure to say, "Oh, go 4-2 on this road trip."
Yeah,
like, I feel like I'm.
I don't know how you can set yourself up and not feel like it's setting yourself up for failure a little.
Just because they're not playing well as of late. Cincinnati and Miami, who they played tonight for 3, they're not pushovers.
No.
Zac Gallen goes tonight, and we're going to have a conversation about him in hour number 2 of the program. The pitching hasn't been great the last turn through. I know Soroka was better on Sunday, but the last turn through the rotation was not very good for this team. But I do think when you look at 2 teams that you're ahead of in the standings, 2 teams that are below 500, I think it's fair to say that they should win both of these series and go 4-2. I think that's a reasonable expectation to put out there. I just don't know how achievable it is, knowing what the Diamondbacks have done recently. Not having won a series since that last series against San Francisco. Having lost 7 of their last 10 games. Are they all of a sudden going to flip the switch down in Miami? I don't know. I don't know if Zac Gallen can get them off to a good start. But I think if we want to continue to talk about this team, going back to what we said to open today's show, we want the focus to be on a team that is a playoff team right now, a team that is in a wild card spot, a team that has dreams and goals and aspirations of being a playoff team come the end of the regular season. You got to go 4-2 on this road trip.
100%.
Like 4-2 is what you have to do against these teams if you want to be taken seriously. So, yes, let's set the bar there. It may be setting ourselves up for failure. We may come in here on Monday and be like, yeah, we should have known better. We should have known that 4-2 probably wasn't going to happen with the way they're playing as of late. But if you want to hold on to that third wild card spot, if you want to potentially chase down Philly or St. Louis and move up the board in the wild card race, I think 4-2 is the bare minimum. You can't go 2-4. You can't lose both of these series.
No. Can't lose both at all.
So I'll set it at 4-2. That's what would define a successful road trip for this team. Go on the road to Miami, win this series. Go to Cincinnati, win that series. Come back home, 2 more series wins on your ledger. 4-2. You keep going 4-2 every time you go on the road for 6 games.
You're gonna like where you're at.
You're gonna be a playoff team when this is all said and done.
Yeah.
And let's face it, 2 teams that, in Cincinnati's case, not playing well. 2 teams that are below 500. Just go take care of business. We'll preview Zac Gallen's role in all of this in hour number 2 of the program. Speaking of hour number 2, we've got that. Let's talk about what would make a successful season for the Cardinals. I may or may not eat a couple of wings in hour number 2 of the show. I do know this, though.
We got it all.
We will start hour number 2 with the hottest sports takes in the Valley. It is buy or sell, and it is coming up next. The lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. My best advice to you when hiring a lawyer for your injury case is simple. If you know court personnel, ask them who they'd hire. They know. If you know an insurance adjuster, ask them. They know. And then ask them about us. Ask them about Morgan & Morgan. They know. I look forward to talking to you soon. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm for the people.
Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Arizona lawyer will handle Arizona cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
For over 50 years, they redefined rock. The spirit lives on.
Monday warrior, mean stripe. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride.
Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson celebrate 50 years of Rush 50-something tour, December 1st and 3rd, 2026, Desert Diamond Arena. Tickets are on sale now at rush.com. Legends don't stop. They evolve. Rush.
Hey, it's Phil Shaver with HomeSmart, and I want to buy your house. I'm a local investor that buys homes for cash all over Maricopa and Pinell County. I buy inherited homes, nice homes, rental homes, homes that are behind on mortgage payments, and I even buy ugly homes that need fixing. Also, are you looking to get closer to market value for your house? As a licensed realtor, I've been able to buy and sell thousands of homes. Since I'm local, you can call me directly on my cell phone, 480-409-9999. Again, that's 480-409-9999. I don't work for a big corporation or hedge fund, so I can only buy 3 to 5 homes per month. There are no fees involved, and you can pick your own close date. The best part is I buy homes as is, so you don't have to worry about doing any repairs. Again, you can call me directly at 480-409-9999, or you can go to my website, gosoldaz.com. That's gosoldaz.com.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the match day spread. He's reaching for the Buffalo wing. Perfect. Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too. Incredible. What a finish. Sensational combination. Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
AAA membership travels with you in any car, whether driver or passenger. It's 24/7 expert help with towing, battery, and branch services across the valley. Join AAA for less than $6 a month and add loved ones for half off. Call or visit your local branch today.
The KDUS AM 1060 app is brought to you by Law Bear Auto Accident Attorneys. Hurry to lawbear.com.
That's lawbear.com. The bear has your back.
Back here on the lunch break, hour number 2, KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan, is over there on the other side of the glass. We kick off hour number 2 the same way every single day here on the show. Hottest sports takes in the Valley.
Hottest sports takes in the Valley.
It is by yourself.
You started it off, and I will give it to you. The Diamondbacks will win both series they play this week.
And they're 3-7 in their last 10. Haven't won a series since beating San Francisco. Do I think they're going to win one of these series?
If you had to tell me which one they win.
They win the Cincinnati series.
They lose in Miami?
Yes.
Just to give you a picture of what it looks like tonight for the Diamondbacks. Tonight it will be Zac Gallen in a revenge game against his former team versus Max Meyer, the 27-year-old, who's been pretty good this year.
Yeah, he's been good.
2.81 ERA, 6-0 on the season for Max Meyer. Tomorrow night it'll be Ryan Nelson for the Diamondbacks. He will take on Ryan Gusto. Very opposite story. In his one game started this year, he's appeared in 3 games. Gusto has a 10.8 ERA.
Is that good?
It's not very good. Not very good. And I believe he'll be an opener. Like horrible baseball. It is horrible baseball, and I don't think he will get much. And then no official starter listed for the Marlins on Thursday. It will be Merrill Kelly out there for the Diamondbacks. So it'll be Gallen, Nelson, Kelly for the week series. And then in the weekend, you should see guys like Erod.
I think they win in Cincinnati. I think they lose in Miami.
Okay. Jacoby Brissett will play in every preseason game except the last.
This is an interesting one because we don't know how LaFleur wants to do things, right?
Correct. Kind of why I asked it. Like, if I think so too.
I mean,
it'll depend on. The Hall of Fame game, he might not play. But like, does that even count?
It's the Cardinals' lone nationally televised game this season. So it counts to some of us.
Yes.
Counts to some of us.
I would say it's a really important game for the Cardinals.
Because it's nationally televised?
Yes.
I mean, I'll watch it because it's football, but by the time the second half rolls around.
Yeah, no, but that opening quarter of the Hall of Fame
the
game
first drive
is so awesome.
Oh, the first drive is just going to be.
And you get it on NBC.
Oh,
it's perfect. It is perfect. So you're buying?
Yeah, I'll buy that he plays.
Sorry, I thought you had more to say on that.
No, I'll buy that he plays in at least a series in all these games. Yeah.
The Suns will still have Jalen Green at the end of next season.
Oh, I'm sorry. By the end, yeah, okay, I'll still buy.
Like, not the start of the season following, but they're going to play all 82 this year with Jalen Green on the roster in the building as a member of the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I know there's going to be this talk track of, they need John Morant, but I stand by both feet on the ground, stand by what I said. Both feet on the ground, stand by what I said. That they are going to 100% go with continuity.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they told us they were going to do, and so I'm choosing right now to believe them. I'm choosing to look at every potential move through the lens of, does this align? See what I did there? Does this align with what they told us they were going to do at the end of the postseason?
And the one thing with the Suns, they came out and said, always bet on yourself. They're betting on themselves.
Right. They are very much, we believe what we've put together here is sustainable long-term, so we're just going to keep doing things our way.
And they're just asking the question about Jalen Green. What if he's just awesome? So, I get it. They're going to be big on continuity. By the way, side note, well, not a side note, this is my next buy or sell. Last night's A's Brewers game was awesome.
So I thought you were going to save this for the leftovers. It's not full blown, but it was AL West after dark.
So my buddy who lives in Vegas now was my college roommate.
Was he in attendance?
Yes, and he texted me, "Hey, take the over 12.5. Winds blowing out."
Winds blowing out. They scored 8 runs in the 10th inning alone.
I was going to say that I checked the score this morning. It finished 15-14. That's awesome baseball.
You know what I think of? This is a big day for the show.
Should have teased it up to 28.5.
Because we're big ALS guys and you're a big A's guy. It was a huge day for you last night.
For them to lose that game was just heartbreaking.
15-14.
How often do you see a team put up 4 in the 10th?
Do you know that?
And then force the 11th?
Right. Let me check. I think the total's at like 13.5 for tonight.
I don't know how you don't take the over. The first pitch the A's saw in Vegas, he took deep.
It's 13. The over is 13.
I want to walk everybody through exactly how it went last night.
It opened at 11.5, and it has gone up to 13. It has gone up nearly 2 runs.
I can't even see because it went to 12. It won't even show me the first inning.
It was great. I had a buddy text me. Let me see if I can pull it up here on my computer. He said, this Vegas ballpark is a cheat code.
Did you see? Contreras fell down and hit a ball out to center field.
Now, those aren't going to be the dimensions of the park that they're building, right?
No, I imagine not. That is the Aviators?
Yeah, the
Park?
Las Vegas Aviators, which is their AAA affiliate.
Correct. So they are just 4 games under 500. We're going to need to pick it up here.
But no, it was.
But I believe they have the whole week. So I think it's not only this Milwaukee series.
No, it's 6 games in Vegas. Yeah.
It is, and then it is the Colorado series in Vegas.
Can you imagine Colorado? Final scores are going to be 17-16. It's going to be Raiders Broncos final scores.
Oh my God! Speaking of that, by the way, my roommate texted me the other day and said, "Do you remember the Raiders Broncos game on Thursday night?" I was like, "Yeah, I remember it." I said to him that day, like, "We just gotta enjoy this one because we're gonna be missing football at some point." He's like, "I'm missing football." When I know I want to watch that Raiders Broncos game from Thursday night, that's how you know I miss football.
Right. When you really want to watch Panthers Falcons on Thursday night, Jags Texans, you're just like, oh, I miss football.
The problem is the Jags and Texans were 2 good squads.
I just mean like
it's that old Jags Titans game that used to get pesky.
Nothing matters. I mean, when you're watching that game, you're just like, I love football, but man. And maybe that's why this is taking so long. You're just like, can it end? When will it end?
I didn't hate it.
Gosh, some of those games back in the day when everybody,
Do you remember
they really
when
wanted.
they put the camera on top of the line of scrimmage so you could watch the trench play?
And that is what has gotten us into this mess in the first place. Remember when the Thursday night games were just always divisional matchups because the NFL just was like, oh, we've got to have divisional rivalries on Thursday night football?
Yeah, but nothing was better than when they did the color rush on Thursday night.
Color rush.
You remember those jerseys?
I do remember.
Those were sweet. Some of them were terrible, though. Like the Eagles was just all black. They wear that. Made something new. Made something fun. I didn't hate it. You know what I do hate? The City Connects. Allegedly.
I like the City Connects. They're nice.
I know you do. I really got to be honest. I don't know how.
I am pro basically all of the City Connect jerseys.
The Spurs will be the first team to win the NBA Finals after losing 2 at home. Wembanyama should be fine.
Let's not overreact to the Knicks playing their worst game in a while. They're still up 2-1.
Should Wembanyama be fined?
I mean, something should have happened. He shoved Jalen Brunson to the ground. And then there was the play. Did you see the play where he kind of got his leg underneath? I think it was Josh Hart in the corner. Not supposed to do that anymore.
No, I know.
You're not supposed to put you're not supposed to block the landing zone.
I'll be honest with you. I thought he's been pretty dirty this series, allegedly, obviously.
Well, remember when everybody was up in arms because he didn't get suspended earlier in the postseason?
Game 1 of the Oklahoma City series.
He got ejected.
Yeah. No, it's been.
And I was the guy that was like, listen, Wemby doesn't have a history of doing this. He missed the rest of the game. It was early. It was the first quarter.
No. I think you look back on.
What a moron. I mean, I don't feel great about the take.
I think you look back at these playoffs and been like, he's kind of been a cheap shot.
I mean, I hope the series continues.
They got the call right, by the way, on the Mitchell Robinson play after the review.
Yeah.
You can't extend that.
No.
That was a really good challenge there. That's a 4-point review.
You gotta know when to use your challenges.
Gotta know when to use your challenges. Carson Beck will still start some of the regular season games.
Carson Beck is starting in the regular season for the Arizona Cardinals.
Week by week. By week
8.
8. You know what? I won't put that as take a note, but I'm just going to jot that down.
By week 8, he's the starter.
Week 8. Exclamation point.
I think they're going to want the largest sample size possible. And if Brissett...
To me, he needs to start 10 games.
Well, I would start him from week 1 to be,
completely honest.
To be completely honest. But if you have Jacoby Brissett, who went 1-11 last year, and you want to say, okay, clean slate, new coach, new offensive structure, we're going to give him a chance. If he starts the year like 0-3, 0-4, and then he's like 1-15 at that point, it's over.
It's over.
It's over. What are we doing? Like, Carson Beck should be the starter.
Who cares?
So, yes, I think Carson Beck will still start a significant amount of games this season for the Cardinals.
I would like to see him start at least 9 games. I think that would give you enough runway where you can kind of make a decision.
So you want a little bit more than half the season?
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think.
They say you typically know a quarterback in his first, 18 to 20 starts. You obviously can't give him that much.
Well, you can. You can give him 17.
Still doesn't, get the 18 to 20.
But you can get pretty close.
You can get pretty close. But you're not going to start him next year, or you're not going to not have an answer on him next year.
I don't want this team to be in a spot where he plays the final 3 or 4 games of the season, and it's the smallest of sample sizes, and he does just enough to make you think.
Yeah, that would be worst case scenario.
Like, he does just enough.
What if he's just awesome?
And you're like, do we draft a quarterback because we got Carson Beck? I'd rather have a larger sample size so that I know for sure.
Zac Gallen will pitch 6 innings tonight or more in Miami.
Boy, I hope so. Boy, I hope so. We're going to talk about this a little bit later on this hour. It feels like we're getting toward the end of the line here. Like, how many more times can we go through? We are going to have some of those tough conversations. I mean, at what point do we have those tough conversations? The returns have been 0. This isn't going away anytime soon. This isn't going away anytime soon.
That's what it feels like. It's been bad.
How about this? This is a new drop that I haven't played yet. When Zac Gallen's turn comes up in the rotation, that's a loss, right? Like, when that is your immediate thought. Like, when Zac Gallen's turn comes up in the rotation and you think in your head this drop, that's a loss, right? Bad. Time to make a change.
Yeah, that's really bad. That's really bad, really disappointing.
So I hope...
But that's where they're at.
I hope for his sake, I hope for the team's sake, that he's able to give them a quality start time.
That's all I got for you.
Tuesday edition of Buy or Sell in the books. I was thinking about this today. You know what? You know what's close to coming back? You know what's close to making its Tuesday return?
The news dump.
The news dump is close to making its return. We're not there yet. It's still June. I think
we're knocking on the door.
Hall of Fame game is around the time I think the news dump returns.
I think that's August 6th.
So we still have a couple more Tuesdays.
Before or after? Because that's going to be on a Thursday.
I would think the Tuesday before the Hall of Fame game.
I think that's fair. That's what we'll shoot for. August 4th.
Is when the news dump returns.
Tune in, everybody.
To the lunch break. Speaking of things we do here on the show, huge draft tomorrow on the program. Huge. Massive.
What are we drafting?
We're drafting who we think is going to win the World Cup.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We are...
the World Cup starts on Thursday.
Correct.
First game...
I got to do some research.
First game starts 12 o'clock.
Who's the favorite?
I believe France or Argentina, I think, are
that makes sense.
Towards the top.
They got the 2 best players. Are we at the point, like, you know soccer more than me? Is Mbappe the best player in the world just because the other 2 are a little older?
Is Mbappe the best player in the world?
Like right now, if you were doing...
No, I think Erling Haaland is the best player in the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he's a goal-scoring machine.
But isn't Mbappe?
Not to the level that Erling Haaland is.
Okay. Got it.
Mbappe is a top 10 player in the world right now. But Erling Haaland is...
Right now, if we were to do futures...
You're going to give me who the favorite is?
World Cup winner. Spain at plus 450.
Okay.
France plus 475. England to bring it home at plus 750. Portugal at plus 800, Brazil at plus 900.
My Argentina guess was wrong.
Argentina plus 900 as well. They sit 6th on the list, right in front of Germany, 7th at plus 1400.
So that gets underway on Thursday. So tomorrow, our dueling draft is going to be drafting the World Cup champions. So we've got that coming up for you tomorrow. When we come back next year on the lunch break, updates from Cardinals Minicamp. I've seen photos of both Jacoby, Brissett, and Josh Sweat. We'll tell you exactly what they are doing, plus what would make a successful season for the Cardinals. That's next, the lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
It's John Holmberg here for LiftedTrucks.com, where work hard, play hard, drive harder isn't just a slogan, it's a lifestyle. If you've ever looked at your truck and thought, yeah, this thing needs some more attitude, then Lifted Trucks is the place for you. Lifted Trucks has an unbelievable inventory of trucks already built to turn heads. They're pre-lifted. They're ready to go. They're customized. They look tough, man. And they are making regular trucks look like they forgot leg day. Whether you're off-roading, towing, headed to work, or you just want to look cool pulling into the grocery store, they got something for everyone. My 2024 Ford Bronco is the only one that looks the way it looks on the road thanks to Lifted Trucks. I see a lot of Broncos out there. I don't see any of them that look like mine. That's pretty cool. You spend a lot of money for your car. You want it to represent you in a good way. And the team there knows trucks, man. They'll help you find the right fit without any of the pressure. It's the best experience I've ever had buying a truck. That's why I tell you about them. Go check them out today. LiftedTrucks.com. Work hard, play hard, drive harder.
The Smashing Pumpkins return. The Rats in a Cage Tour. 2 unique sets celebrating melancholy at 30 and nearly 4 decades of unruly hits and dark treasures. November 11th, Mortgage Matchup Center. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. The Smashing Pumpkins. The Rats in a Cage Tour. Live.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. The NCAA has never been shy about its stance on gambling. When it comes to athletes betting on NCAA sports, the rule is simple. Don't do it. At least that's what the NCAA says. After weeks of deliberation, a judge decided that Brendan Sorsby's injunction would be held up, making the Texas Tech quarterback eligible for the upcoming season, despite reports he gambled on college football games. The organization has spent years warning athletes about the consequences of gambling. But if those consequences can be challenged every time a talented player has enough at stake, what's the point of having anything in writing? College sports already struggles with consistency. Brendan Sorsby's situation may ultimately be the right outcome for him. The bigger question is whether the NCAA rules are actually rules anymore, or simply generic guidelines that are open to interpretation, depending on the caliber of the athlete. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. These days, everybody's searching for ways to save on insurance, scrolling comparison sites, digging through tips, chasing deals. But Liberty Mutual makes it simple. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance to save you money. And when you bundle, those savings really start to come through. It's insurance built for real people with a team that helps you keep what matters most, money. No hassle, just confidence that your coverage is customized with savings in mind. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local independent agent. Meguiar's makes car care easy, but some jobs require a little more muscle. Headlight restoration, deep cleaning dirty carpets, maintaining all weather mats, and caring for your leather. Now you have Meguiar's new Quick Solutions kits. They remove the guesswork with an all-in-one solution featuring a specialized drill attachment brush for faster, more powerful cleaning. Meguiar's Quick Solutions kit. Tackle that next car project with ease. Meguiar's, celebrating 125 years of car passion.
The Dan Patrick Show.
The Spurs did what they needed to do. The series is far from over. I didn't think the Spurs would get swept. Still might be a 6-game series, but now you have a little bit of doubt. You had everything there. It's like all the ingredients to make a great meal. They just didn't have a chef. The Spurs took it to the Knicks last night. Now it's the Knicks' turn. Now the Spurs know what the Knicks are going to do. They're going to be physical right from the beginning.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
Okay, back here on the lunch break. KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan is over there on the other side of the glass. Just a quick update from Cardinals Minicamp. Seeing some tweets. Dale Mackey, Josh Weinfuss sharing some photos. It does appear that both Jacoby Brissett and Josh Sweat are not participating in any of the drills. According to Teo Mackey, Brissett is not going through the QB drills. He is standing next to the quarterbacks in shorts and a hoodie. So we are in official hold-in territory there. I saw a photo of Josh Sweat off to the side, was not participating in stretching. That was according to Josh Weinfuss, who put that picture out there. So we've got two kind of hold-ins occurring, I guess. In Brissett's case, it definitely is a hold-in. As he looks for that new contract. For Sweat, I said this to producer Evan during the break. I wonder how much of this is, and I want to see more as the day and the next day progresses, how much of this is he wasn't around in OTAs, he wasn't around for the voluntary stuff, and so he's off to the side getting up to speed, although I'll need to see how much he does today to determine if that's what's going on or if he is still frustrated, still unhappy with the organization, still doesn't want to be there, right? Requested a trade, whatever the case may be, and is holding in to make sure that he doesn't get fined? Or is it that he is off to the side because he has a different ramp up that he needs to undergo because unlike some of the other guys that were there, he wasn't there the last couple of weeks. In Brissett's case, I think it's very clear this is a hold-in. He wasn't in the OTAs. He wasn't in the voluntary stuff. He wants the new contract. I think it's clear to put him in the bucket of it's a holdout because he's not doing anything. With Sweat, I'm trying to maybe give him the benefit of the doubt that there's more to it, but I think it would be fair to put them both in the hold-in bucket, at least at this present time.
Yeah, it feels like that's what it is. And I think that creates an interesting conversation because I get it. They're both there because they don't want to get fined, but I still think that for Josh Sweat, this hold-in is pretty concerning. The Brissett one, it's a deal. If they get it done, great. If they don't get it done, you're the same football team. That's not the case for Josh Sweat. Like, if they don't have Josh Sweat, they were bad defensively last year, and he had, a dozen sacks. What is it going to mean with him not on the outside?
Yeah, I mean, Sweat performing a hold-in. And again, I don't know if that's what this is. I think it's fair to put it in that bucket, but we just don't know the entire context. And I saw a video Bo Brock posted, a beat reporter for PHNX Cardinals, of Josh Sweat and Monty talking on the side. So I don't know if there's anything that's going on there to maybe kind of, thaw out some of the relationship between the two sides. But with Josh Sweat, there was so much more animosity that was reported behind the scenes. And if he is a hold-in and really doesn't want to be there, that's a huge blow to the defense. Jacoby Brissett not playing, while I do think Jacoby Brissett is the best quarterback the Cardinals have on their roster,
100%. I agree.
I am not going to cry or be upset over Brissett not playing when the outcome is potentially more opportunity for Carson Beck so that this team can fully evaluate what he is as a starter. Like, it's bad. I want Jacoby Brissett to play, but the silver lining is Carson Beck plays. I'll take that trade-off. What's the silver lining to Josh Sweat saying, I'm a Holden, I don't want to participate? Nothing.
I don't think there's any. I don't think there's any because they don't. You signed him last year. He doesn't want a new contract. It's because he's not happy. And it's like, there's no silver lining in saying, well, if we give him a new contract, he's here for the long term. No, because that's not what he wants. He just doesn't want to be here.
Well, that's what we're assuming, right?
What we're assuming. And I just think this holdout, meaning he doesn't want to be here, looks terrible on the organization. And I get it. I do. He signed here because of JG. Didn't work out. And I mean this with all respect to JG. It was horrible. He was not a good head coach. He was not good at his job. I don't know how long it will be before he gets another opportunity to be a head coach. But if he really wants to go to Green Bay, what can you really get for him anyway?
Well, you should have had the knowledge to do this in March. You should have had the.
You've waited to the point where, I just don't know.
You've waited
if
too
it's
long.
Worth it at all.
You've waited too long. You're not going to get anything close to fair value for Josh Sweat at this point.
Not at all.
And Michael says over on our YouTube chat, 5 wins regardless, and I think that brings us. It's a nice segue to what I originally wanted to talk about here is. What would make a successful season? We're debating, about hold-ins and holdouts and which one's more impactful, which one hurts the team more. What are we arguing over? A team whose win total in Vegas sits at 4.5. A team who has the worst odds to win the Super Bowl out of any team in the NFL, if not the bottom, very close to the bottom. So what would make a successful season? What is the context that we're going to put around this year to let's hop in the time machine for a second.
Yeah.
Last summer, Coach Bud let go. Brian Gregory brought in as the GM. Jordan Ott brought in as the head coach. We took them at their word and we said, these are the expectations. A competitive basketball team. A competitive basketball team that is fighting. Don't know if they're going to make the play-in. Don't know if they're going to be a playoff team, but they are going to be a much more enjoyable team in 2026, right? That was it. That was our framing of the year. They're going to be better coached. They're going to be moving in a better direction, and probably towards the end of the season, the results will start to be there. But you just wanted to feel like things were going in the right direction. That's how you were going to judge success, failure on the Sun season. That was it. That was the lens. Not 45 wins, not making the play-in, not a first-round matchup against Oklahoma City. None of that was a part of the table stakes.
Of how you were going to assess
of how we were going to judge the season.
Correct.
In the summer. So here we are in the summer, and I want to do that same exercise for the Cardinals. What is it? It's certainly not a win total because they're not going to win a lot of games regardless.
No.
Their win total in Vegas is 4.5. So is it the feeling that you have a coach that knows what he's doing? Is it the development of young players? Is it you want to see a great year at a Jeremiah Love? You want to see a great year at a Walter Nolan? You want to see a great year at Darius Robinson? You want to see Michael Wilson continue to flourish? You want to see Marv finally play to what the scouting report says he's capable of? Is that what it is? Is it all an eye test? Because I'm not going to sit up here and tell you that the Cardinals need to win 5 games or the season's a failure. I'm not going to tell you the Cardinals need to win 4 games or the season's a failure. I'm not going to tell you any of that. Because I think it's disingenuous to the process. The number of wins the Cardinals have next season is not going to, unless they win 12 games, seemingly out of nowhere, and have just an improbable season. We all know this is going to be a bad year. We all know the results aren't going to be there because the roster isn't in that place. They have a brand new head coach, first-year head coach. They're in quarterback purgatory. We know the results aren't going to be there. So what are we going to judge it by? The results we knew weren't going to be there for the Phoenix Suns. Little did we know that Jordan Ott showed off his coaching chops. Brian Gregory did a great job navigating the summer, and they actually put together a team that can win 45 games. But I think that is kind of the exception, not the rule. And I would not apply those same standards to the Cardinals.
Not at all.
So what is it? Is it you just want to see some of the draft picks from the last couple of years, including this year, flourish? Do you want to see a young core that is contributing to them being competitive? I mean, it feels like it's going to be copy-paste of what we said about the Suns. Just don't embarrass yourself. Be a competitive bunch. And if you lose games because you don't have as much as much talent as other teams, you don't have the guys that other teams have, and you fall short, okay. Michael says, Chris, that's just my prediction. I want to see them be more competitive. So is that just getting to the fourth quarter, still within a possession? Coach says it's installing the system and direction of the franchise. Them identifying which franchise quarterback they can draft next year to try and lead them if it's not Beck.
That's what it is. For me, the success on the season is based on three things. How do I feel about the head coach 17 games into his tenure? 17 games in, do I feel like the offense has taken a step forward? And do I feel like I can see this getting a lot better with Mike LaFleur at the helm? Okay, there's my first question. Do I have an answer on Carson Beck? Good or bad, do I have an answer? And do I feel like I am in a better position to execute a plan for this team to be better in 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, whatever it is? Do I have an answer on the coach? Do I have an answer on the quarterback? Do I feel like they have taken a step forward on a plan? If you can do those three things, I think you feel pretty good about the season.
I agree with all of those. I think what really stands out to me, and I know I said this when he got hired, the offense has to look competent.
Has to look competent.
Right? Like the side of the ball where he's the expert, and I get it. I know what the quarterback room looks like. But it has to be an above average group. Has to be.
Has to be. 100%. They have to be just slightly above average. I have to see them offensively take a step forward. Like I have to see them be, in games and scoring points, and maybe it's a 2-minute drill right before the half where like, hey, they were really efficient in that middle eight. That middle eight Kenny Dillingham talks about. I thought they were great outside of half. If they got the ball, they put together. They were really good at scripted plays, like things like that. If you can take that away and say like, hey, I thought Mike LaFleur was great on the opening drives this year. Like if you can take away little pieces offensively in his first year, I think you're really happy with where you're at.
I think what is going to determine if this is a successful season or not, how many times do we come in here the day after the Cardinals play? It'll be all Mondays because they don't play any primetime games. So every Monday when we come in here and in hour number 2 of the Monday show after an NFL week, and we give out blame pie if the Cardinals lose, how often is it Mike LaFleur and the offense? If it's not a lot, then I think we can describe this as a successful season. If way too often we're coming in here talking about the offensive inconsistencies or failings in the red zone or getting off the slow starts, the script being bad, all of that, then I don't think this is a successful season because we go back to the place of, did you hire the right coach? Now, I think you did. I think you ended up with a good hire here. But I'm going to need to see something this season that backs that up. I'm going to need data points. And the data point that I think we can point to is how good does the offense look? 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've also got you the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, he goes tonight. Is this last chance saloon for Zac Gallen? That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
Look out, football fans. Phoenix welcomes the International Arena Football League to the East Valley, the Arizona Juggernauts. The Arizona Juggernauts take on the Pennsylvania Benjamins in a matinee showdown this Sunday, June 21st at 2:30 p.m., Mullet Arena. It's a desert showdown you don't want to miss. Fast hits, high-scoring, non-stop action. This is football turned all the way up. Tickets starting at just $19.96 at Ticketmaster.com or IALArizona.com. Bring the family, bring your crew, and feel the energy up close. Sunday afternoon, Mullet Arena. Be there when the Juggernauts defend the desert.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty.
Wait, what?
Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Get ready for a night of rock with the Gene Simmons Band.
Your man is working hard.
Saturday, August 22nd, 8 p.m. The Salt River Grand Ballroom at Talking Stick Resort. The Gene Simmons Band performing your favorite classic hits. Reserve seats on sale now at Ticketmaster. Don't miss the Gene Simmons Band.
2 Jeeps, $50,000. 2 big nights. Only at Casino Arizona this June and July. Earn entry starting June 1st. Then join us on Wednesday, June 24th and July 29th for the grand prize drawings. You could drive away in one of 2 Jeep Wranglers or win your share of up to $50,000 cash. Don't miss your chance to win big. Details at CasinoArizona.com. Casino Arizona, uniquely Arizona. Must be 21 or older. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a diamond sourcing expert, I'll tell you just how differently we source our diamonds so your engagement ring can be the most beautiful. We work directly with our diamond partners who reserve the best stones just for us. We handpick and inspect each diamond, then negotiate the best price. At Shane Company, we believe this is the only way to properly buy a diamond because a friend goes the extra mile to make sure you get your dream diamond at your dream price. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Meineke always treats your car like it's their own. With over 50 years of experience, Meineke's certified technicians will diagnose and fix any issue with precision and care. Schedule an appointment at Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
Try the turkey, bacon, and avocado at Port of Subs. Fresh, craveable, and loaded with flavor. Order now at portofsubs.com.
Slice fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert.
While Brissett will be in attendance, it's uncertain how much on-field work he will do. So my read of that is it went from a holdout and it will now become a hold-in. To be honest, him being there and not doing anything is almost more of a distraction. We've seen this. This is the new way players go about getting their contractual demands filled. They don't hold out and not show up, but you're starting to see more players be hold-ins.
Live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Back here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan, hanging out with you here today on the show. 6-game road trip starts tonight for the Diamondbacks. They're in Miami, and it'll be Zac Gallen on the mound for the Snakes. And in his last 6 starts, Zac Gallen 2-4, a 6.19 ERA, has given up 22 earned runs, 9 homers in those 6 starts, 10 walks. He's 2-3 in terms of decisions. The team overall is 2-4. But the 6.19 ERA, the 6.45 FIP, he's not getting, unlucky. He's given up a ton of home runs. And overall, it has been a not so good season for Zac Gallen. A 5.32 ERA overall, 3-5 this season. And it has been a rough go of it for Zac. And I wonder if we are starting to get to the place with each passing start, if a move to the bullpen or a move to change his role is something that gets put on the table. And we kind of joked during buy or sell about a drop, but if we start to feel like when Zac Gallen pitches, that's a loss, right? You've got to have a better option somewhere in the organization. You have to have somebody like a Mitch Bratt that you can go to, some of the other depth that you have down in Reno, that it is worth trying to reset here a little bit with Zac Gallen. Now, Corbin Burns not coming back until September complicates this. Brendan Pfaadt being set back down to Reno to work on things means he's not a readily available option. So you are limited in the options that you have. And so maybe they're just going to try to ride this out. But I don't know how much longer you can ride out an ERA north of 5 for the season, an ERA north of 6 in his last 5 starts. You just can't have spots in your rotation be automatic losses. You can't. This team's ability to make the postseason is going to come down to a handful of games, and those handful of games may be the games that Zac Gallen starts. So this feels like a really important moment tonight for Zac Gallen. Another rough one, another game the team loses, that ERA continues to balloon. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. If the Diamondbacks continue, and I know the options are really dire right now. I know they don't have a ton of depth to go to. But can you really? A bullpen game might be better. Do you try a bullpen game and have Zac Gallen work in relief and try to throw 4 innings as like a piggyback? I've seen teams do this. My baseball team does it. Where they use an opener for 3 outs or 6 outs, and then they turn to their starter. Can you do that with Zac Gallen? Can you make sure we're only going to ask you for 4 innings today? We're going to have somebody go in front of you, get the first 6 outs, 2 innings, you're going to go 4, and we need the best 4 innings out of you. I mean, you got to try to get creative to get something more out of Zac Gallen than what you've gotten here this entire season, but in general, the last 6 times he's taken the mound. Just can't have automatic losses in your rotation. Erod's been good. Michael Soroka's been mostly good. Merrill Kelly, it's been a roller coaster ride. It's been up and down. You need more sure things. You need more guarantees in this rotation. This is the thing that's going to sink this team. The inconsistent starting pitching is the thing that is going to sink this team. And Zac Gallen is kind of the poster child for that inconsistency. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. And speaking of the Diamondbacks, you listen over on the free KDUS AM 1060 app. You can listen for your chance to win 4 tickets to the Diamondbacks when they take on Producer Evans' Minnesota Twins at Chase Field Saturday, June 20th at 7:10. The first 20,000 fans to the game will receive a special Gabriel Moreno soccer jersey courtesy of Wendy's. Score yourself some tickets now at dbacks.com. We've got your chance to win 4 tickets to the game for listening on the free KDUS AM
Minnesota
1060
Twins?
app.
When have I ever even spoke about the Twins?
I think every team now is just going to be your team the rest of the way.
Why?
Your Nationals, your Twins.
Your New York Mets.
Well, that's actually an accurate statement. But yeah,
This is crazy.
your chance to win 4 tickets to that game. Not this Saturday, but next
Your
Saturday.
Seattle Mariners.
I kind of like Seattle.
I know. You're a Mariners guy. If we split the league in half, you know what? That's what we're doing in the leftovers.
All right.
We're going to deem which teams are yours and which teams are mine.
That's what you have to look forward to in the leftovers when we come back. It's the lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
When there's a car wreck in the city, does a bear sit in the woods? Not if it's Law Bear. Law Bear Auto Accident attorneys fight for every dollar you deserve. Hurry to lawbear.com. That's lawbear.com. The bear has your back.
The What's Your Mount Rushmore podcast.
There's two things that I think I am almost always. It's hungry and tired. I seriously probably spend 80% of my life, my waking life, being either hungry or tired or both.
I will mirror that, but I will add a third one. I'm always also gassy.
Yes, you are. There's no doubt about that.
What's Your Mount Rushmore?
I don't know.
Listen wherever you get podcasts.
Bob Dylan in person.
There must be some way out of here.
One night only. June 23rd, Arizona Financial Theater. Bob Dylan. Plus Lucinda Williams and her band. And the John Doe Folk Trio. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Bob Dylan Live, plus Lucinda Williams and her band, and the John Doe Folk Trio. Show starts promptly at 7 p.m.
Been crazy busy these days? Sounds like you could use a little we time. That means playtime at the AAA 4-Diamond Wekopa Casino Resort. Game time with more than 900 slots plus table games. Maybe a tea time on one of 2 nationally ranked courses. And definitely some hang time at WKP Sportsbook, the largest sportsbook in the state. Wekopa Casino Resort. It's we time.
For nearly 25 years, Primavera has helped thousands of Arizona students succeed with an accredited world-class education, tuition-free and from home. Don't wait. Enroll today at chooseprimavera.com. That's chooseprimavera.com.
The Dan Patrick Show.
The Spurs did what they needed to do. The series is far from over. I didn't think the Spurs would get swept. Still might be a 6-game series, but now you have a little bit of doubt. You had everything there. It's like all the ingredients to make a great meal. They just didn't have a chef. The Spurs took it to the Knicks last night. Now it's the Knicks' turn. Now the Spurs know what the Knicks are going to do. They're going to be physical right from the beginning.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
Wrapping up today's edition of the Lunch Break here on KDUS AM 1060. John asks, how many wings did we get to today? None during the show, but I ate 8 before the show as my breakfast. My stomach was hurting yesterday, and I don't think it was related to the chicken itself. I think it was related to just the sheer amount
speed.
I tried to eat in the show. So I'm trying to take it easier today. So I had breakfast when I got here to the building. That was at 7:45. I'm starting to get a little hungry now.
You'll probably have another 8 here.
I will probably have 8 or 9 here, and then I'll have the last 8 or 9
at home.
At home,
yeah.
I actually have a container at home filled with the last wings of the day.
I actually think 8 is 8 or 9 is such a good number, right? Because you just break it into 3 meals. 8's a meal, right? So if you 8 and then one time you just have to sneak in another wing. Yeah. It's 25, pretty easy.
Yeah, 8 for all 3 meals, and then one time you add a third. And I think the time I add the third is either breakfast or lunch.
Yeah.
I try to make my dinner as
hefty as possible,
as easy as I can, so then I can try to enjoy something.
Yeah.
I did bring a soda today.
Nice.
So I will be enjoying a Dr. Pepper's.
Noticed on the picture you sent me, you had a nice Sprite Zero.
Sprite Zero.
I was going to respond with this. I was also drinking a Sprite Zero when you sent that.
Yeah. John says video proof. Producer Evan saw the plate of wings.
Here, I can show everybody.
No. This morning. You saw the plate of wings.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I saw this morning's plate of wings.
And
yesterday you sent me a picture of your wings. Yeah. So.
And I'm not, you can accuse me of whatever you want to accuse me of. I am not going through the time to pick off all of the meat of the wings, throw it in the trash, and then send a picture to producer Evan to get out of paying off this bet. Okay. I'm just not that person. I am eating the wings. It came up. You know the meeting that I have on Tuesday?
Oh, no way. It came
up in the meeting.
Who, Amy brought it up?
No, it was Rudy. Rudy brought it up in the meeting. And so I had to explain to everybody else what I was doing. So
what
now
do people think?
I was the comic relief of the meeting this morning. Because everyone was like, "You're really doing that?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm really doing that." Coach says that's a lot of wings. Hill's going to get pretty steep at around 80 or 90 wings. See, I don't think so because of the way we structured this. Because I'm going to be at 125 by the end of the week.
It is. I am with Code, though. It's going to be the end of this first week into the start of next week that I think is going to be tough. After you consume 125 wings, then you take the weekend off of wings. Coming back and then trying to slam down another 25 wings on Monday is going to be grueling.
No, I actually think I'm going to look forward to it with a couple of days off. Because are you ready for this? I'm kind of looking forward to the wings right now.
Wow. I don't hate this take by Code. The hotter we go, maybe we.
I will tell you this though. Oh, if I have mango habanero wings, they count as 3. Would you be okay with that?
I don't know about mango. Mango habanero not that hot. We'd have to look at the heat scale.
If I go hot wings,
I'll give you 2.
Frank's Red Hot?
Or not hot enough.
Not
Frank's
hot
Red
enough.
Hot is nothing.
Okay. No, that's fine. I want to understand.
Yeah.
So if I go with a hot wing,
like hot, okay, let's do the thing here.
See, that's gonna mess up with my stomach.
B-dubs scale.
Yeah, I already know where you're gonna take us, and I just think I'd just rather eat the wing. Now I
think they're 2 hottest here.
Yeah.
The Blazing.
I'm not doing that.
Then you have Wild.
Not doing either of those.
Mango habanero, I guess, is technically 3rd.
I'm not doing mango habanero.
I think it would be anything over mango habanero because, I think hot barbecue, which is 5th, is not that hot. Have you ever had that one?
I have not. No. I will tell you. One of the things that I think is hurting me right now, and I'll be honest, the bag of wings that I got, it's not very good. The chicken itself isn't very good.
Yeah.
I got these big, bulky wings that are awkward to eat. If I'm looking right now.
How many bags did you get of that?
Just got 1.
That's a huge game.
Tomorrow is the last day of those wings.
Okay.
And my wife has already got in our Walmart order that I think I have to pick up tonight.
Okay.
Good thing I reminded myself of this. It has different wings in it that are more of the smaller, crispier, traditional.
I think you need something that's going to get crispy.
I also think I need something that looks and feels like a normal crunchy wing. You can attest to this because you've seen me.
Your wings are weird.
The wings I have are weird. They're big. It's not great.
Kirkland Signature. We got a 64 ounce of crispy wings. Classic buffalo sauce packets included. Now, you don't have to have them.
Well, the buffalo sauce doesn't get me any extra wings, right? It doesn't count as 1.25.
No, I don't think buffalo. If people genuinely, if 60+% of the public is that's how I enjoy my wings, I don't think I can give you a wing and a quarter for that.
Okay.
Is that fair?
You're the adjudicator. I want to follow whatever rules you have for the bet. I'm not trying to.
And I just don't think I can give you anything counting as 3 wings.
And I think you've already been somewhat generous with the way we are viewing the first couple days worth of wings because these are kind of awkward sizes.
Yes. Yeah, they're I just got to tell you, your wings are awkward.
And so you're giving me some generosity in it's not technically 25, but it's close enough meat-wise to 25.
Yeah, I'm counting them.
So we're going to be at 50 by the end of the day. So I only have to eat 17 more wings today. I feel great.
Only 17 more.
And I'm going to have more for lunch. We did different sauce today.
What'd you do today?
We took producer Evan's advice, a little cornstarch on there.
You did.
Not giving it the crunch. I think we didn't do enough in that department.
Okay, yeah.
Little paprika.
Nice.
A little garlic powder.
Nice.
And then a little seasoning salt on there. So these ones are a little drier than the saucy ones that I had yesterday.
I think could be easier to eat. It's going to help your stomach.
The breakfast ones went down really smooth today.
Nice. You could do them. We could find you a nice sausage style seasoning for your breakfast wings.
I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm all right with that.
We could give you maple syrup and we could fry them and we could do chicken and waffles.
I'm good.
Just pitching ideas.
Speaking of good, that's it for today's program. We're done. We're out of here. Jim Rome, he's coming up next. Producer Evan, thank you for all that you do. Everybody, have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya.